Hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Aries. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot reading, Aries, for January 2022. All right, so if you enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, Aries, I would appreciate if you were to give this video a like and subscribe because it helps me out more than you ever possibly could know, as well as let me know in the comments below which tarot cards resonate and how, because that's how I keep up with you, Aries, is through the comments. All right, be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, Aries, to get the full spectrum of what's going down for you in your life in specific areas as well, darling. Be looking for the secret code word that's going to be popping up somewhere in this video, so you write it down in the comments below to be entered into a chance to win a free reading by me, Aries. All right, so let's just jump right into your tarot reading today. Remember, if you want to book a private reading with me, SimplyVelca.com. All right, so let's get right into this, Aries. We have the Empress energy stepping in for you, darling. Right now, this is the card of fertility, Aries. All right, this is the card of fertility. This is a card of, for me personally, I like to see the Empress energy as really someone who's gaining a lot of character growth, right? So you probably recently, Aries, have been going through some type of life happening where I get this impression where it's because I keep on hearing like argument, Aries. So I'm taking this more so as in representation, darling, where it's like someone in your life has definitely been like some type of learning lesson for you. Maybe it's like never again, that you're never going to be that you're never going to allow certain individuals to treat you in a certain type of way, Aries, right? Because the Empress energy does represent someone who really learns their own value, and they only learn their own value through kind of like being beaten up by the world, Aries. So I do feel as if you guys have developed a better sense of self, and it's like this situation of where you're telling this other energy, being like, you're not going to treat me in this way, you're not going to speak to me in this way, you're not going to, it's like you're gaining a better sense of self, Aries, even in terms of situations, in terms of jobs and what have you. I feel as if something in your current situation, Aries, that you are kind of realizing that you just deserve better. Maybe it's in terms of your environment. Maybe some of you guys are considering moving, Aries. That's another possibility that I see here. But overall, you're starting to ask for more. You're starting, not even asking, Aries. You're no longer asking for permission, darling. You're at this point now where you're just like, no, this is my standard, and you're either going to meet that standard or get the heck out, darling. Right? We have the Magician energy here, because here's the thing: like, you know your potential, darling. Right? You know how good you are. You know how crafty you are. You know how talented you are. The Magician energy is all about knowing your self-worth and manifesting the reality that you want to see in the world. So it's very beautiful, really. I like to see this Empress energy and the Magician card, because it's like, for you, Aries, it's like you've been through the trenches, darling. You've been through it. You know how the world is at this point in time. And at this point in time, you're tired of anything that's not meeting your standard. You're just like, maybe a younger Aries would be like accepting certain behaviors and certain treatments, a certain pay grade, but not for you anymore, Aries. You're at this point now where it's just like, where you would rather be alone than to deal with these people. And it's also interesting that you have the Empress energy and the Magician energy, because they are known, the Magician is known for the 1 and then the 3 for the Empress. So I make this note, Aries, because I really get this sense that you guys are really in this process of embarking on this new journey. Kind of, I guess it makes sense for many of us now that we're in 2022, Aries, but y'all are really like, y'all are getting like fully have in this process of metamorphosizing into a greater Aries. I just enjoy that personally. And then you have the Justice energy coming in here as well, Aries. And so funnily enough, you got both cards that represent Libra, both the Empress card as well as the Justice card coming in here, Aries. So you might be having Libra in your chart, or maybe you're dealing with a Libra where you're just like, no, Libra, you're not. Someone that has Libra in their chart as well, where you're just like, nah, Libra, you ain't, this ain't cutting it, right? So if you do have Libra in your chart, I suggest checking out Libra's weekly reading as well. So in this dynamic here, Aries, very beautiful in this sense, because it's like you're realizing the injustices, you're realizing what has been out of balance, right? Maybe that's why the Libra energy is coming in here, because you realize there's been something that's been out of balance in your life, and what's been out of balance is just the sense of lack of respect that you have been receiving, lack of appreciation that you haven't been receiving, really, Aries. So I like where y'all are going. And then the star energy here, darling, in the back of the deck for your first row. You know, this is Aquarian energy here as well. Very interesting as well, I'm noticing, because you got all four major arcana. You got four major arcanas. You pulled nothing but major arcanas for you, Aries, at this point in time. So I do want to make a note, darling, that, you know, when you see a bunch of major arcanas, that's representing major transitions. I won't be surprised, Aries, if you guys are really transitioning out of relationships in your life, platonic, romantic, business, and what have you. Y'all are in the middle of transitioning. So again, I see movement really in your future, Aries. I really see you guys, maybe it's just in terms of movement, in terms of your mindset, but for many of you guys, I feel like it's a lot of movement in terms of a lot of moving parts in terms of certain relationships in your life is what I feel personally, Aries. All right. I'm using the Mystical Manga Tarot deck, by the way, as well as the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck that a lovely subscriber gifted to me. And then we have the Devil energy here to top off this first row, Aries. Continuing on, we have pulled 5 major arcanas for you, Aries, so far. Crazy, y'all. So really what's happening here is the major transition going on for you is getting rid of this devil. So for many of you guys, I see this devil as just like certain devils in your life that make you not feel as good about yourself because they're not appreciating you, Aries. Other of you, Aries, you know, maybe that devil is just, again, your environment or just your workplace. Again, I feel like it's some type of exterior energy here. It's not really, I don't feel as if for most of you, Aries, it's a mindset thing for you guys where you guys are being self-deprecating, because I feel like you guys, maybe that was you in the past, Aries, but at this point in time, Aries, I feel like you're realizing your value and you're just like, enough is enough. And I feel like that is what really triggers a lot of manifestation for you, because the Magician energy and the Empress energy is fertility. So it doesn't actually, I mean, it can represent pregnancies, but we don't go into that narrative here in general readings. But in this dynamic, it's like giving birth to your dreams. The Magician energy is like, creates the reality that they want to see, right? So, and then the Star energy is a wish fulfillment card that is really healing for you. So you're going through this extremely healing process, Aries, where it's just like, you know, as an analogy, like at your workplace, they're not, you know, giving you the pay grade that you deserve. They're not treating you in the way that you deserve. So you're just like, you know what, if you're not going to treat me in a better way, I'm going to make my own business, darling, and I'm going to be paying myself the amount that I deserve, right? In terms of relationships, I see this as you, many of you Aries are getting more attracted to the sense of just riding solo for a while and being like, you know what, if you're not going to respect me, I would rather not have any friends. I would rather have not have a romantic connection. I'd rather be single than to deal with this, right? So I celebrate you guys, Aries. I really celebrate you guys. Y'all are really maturing into a very this is going to sound weird, but it's just like, I kind of see you as like this elder lion who isn't afraid of just being, creating their own pride. Isn't it called a pride, Aries, when you, when it's like a group of lions? It's like you're breaking away from the pack because you're realizing that the pack that you're in is just filled with a bunch of devils, darling. Getting into your second row here, Ace of Wands energy. This makes sense. This is under your Empress energy as well, Aries. And so how I see this energy going down here, you know, with this playing off of this Empress energy here, something has caught your eye. Again, I feel like many of you guys, Aries, are feeling extremely motivated towards building a better future, building a better tomorrow for yourself, Aries. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles coming in here, and this is the heart of the energy, as well as under your Magician energy as well, Aries. So definitely you acknowledge, like, you're getting out of your comfort zone with this, right? And you're building up something much greater than what you personally are. Does that make sense? Like, I really feel as if y'all are like in this process, like, of building like your own empire, kind of. And I know that kind of sounds dramatic, but I kind of am anticipating us pulling like the Emperor card here to go along nicely with that Empress, or like the King of Wands or Queen of Wands as well. And then we have the full energy, darling. You know, now we have number 0, number 2, or rather number 0, number 1, and number 3. So, and as well with the full energy under your Justice energy. as well. So I see what's going down for you, Aries. You guys are no longer continuing chapters of this current book that you're in. You guys are opening up a whole new chapter, darling. You're no longer interested in continuing this storyline. I really feel as if for many of you, Aries, you're no longer going to be in the same career path, in the same environment, in the same friend group. Y'all are taking a leap of faith. Y'all are getting out of your comfort zone, Aries, and y'all are, there's something that has really attracted you, Aries, to just building a better tomorrow for yourself, is what I keep on just hearing. Back of the deck is the Eight of Wands. This is the card of movement, Aries. Come on now, card of movement. And I also see the Eight of Wands as experimenting, trying out each wand and seeing how it weighs in your hand, how it feels, right? Very much so that Harry Potter reference, right? When Potter is trying to get his proper wand. I believe that's how it goes. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I know enough, I feel. Girl, it looks like I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, don't it? But this is the card of movement. You're trying out different things. You're experimenting at this time. You're taking that leap of faith, Aries. And maybe at this current point in time, you don't know what your future looks like, where you're going to be going, what your career path is, where you're going to be putting in your roots, who you're going to be committing to. But at the very least, you just know where your current situation is. It's just like, no, you can't do that no more, right? You just no longer are allowing that. And so, like, this is big for you, Aries. This is big. So many big playing cards here. So many major arcanas coming in here, darling. And to cap off this row here, we have the Page of Candles, which is the Page of Wands in normal tarot, Aries. And then we have, darling, the Death card coming in here, right? So definitely, again, Aries, I want to just preface this and say, for those Aries that have been experiencing a lot of closures in your life, don't take this as a bad sign. You guys are definitely closing off chapters and just starting a new book entirely. Page of Wands represents you going into new opportunities. Death card comes in. This Page of Wands only starts after you have a death moment where you close off a certain chapter in your life. Really, you guys, Aries, are starting out 2022 as like a whole new version of yourself. Like, I feel like this is going to be the year for you, Aries, where you start your own business, where you break off from that one relationship that you used to be very codependent to, that you used to wait by the phone and just always wait and see if they're going to text you back and ever respond to you, Aries. Like, this is a different Aries. And I don't know if 2022 and people that have been in your life up until this point, Aries, are really ready for the energy that you're bringing. Obviously, some of them are not. That's why we have that death energy here, darling, right? But I just want to be the first one to celebrate you, Aries, just in terms of where you are going, just where your energy is at, darling, right? I love this empowered Aries here. This is the Aries that I know, darling. This is the Aries that's, you're getting your groove back. But until you get that groove back, darling, I do want to say, Aries, that you probably, because here's the thing, I feel as if it's going to be one of those times for you where it's like you start a new week, you start a new day, and it's like that's when it just happens. Like, I kind of feel like it just, like, your mindset just, can I speak, Aries? Your mindset just shifts, kind of just like that, right? And then it's like an aha moment. I feel like you have like a light bulb moment, Aries, and then that's when the ball gets going for you. I don't know if it's anything in specific that happens, but I won't be surprised, Aries, if you guys go through a little bit of like a mental slump up until that point, Aries. So just, be anticipating that. If you are already going through that little bit of a mental slump, it's okay, darling. That's completely normal. All right, but you guys are really evolving into something very beautiful, Aries. Y'all are really going through such a big transition, really making big money moves in your life, darling. All right. Getting into your third and final row here, we have the Page of Swords under your Empress card, as well as your Ace of Wands here, Aries, which is very interesting. I do feel as if with this Ace of Wands here, because I kind of like perked my ear kind of perked up with when I pulled that Ace of Wands, because I was like, okay, you already have some type of attraction towards something, right? That's what the Ace of Wands represents, is attraction. And then now we have this Page of Swords under this as well. it's almost as if like as you continuously dealt with the abuse, dealt with the toxicity, dealt with like not being valued, maybe you've had like you started looking on Indeed, darling, looking on Craigslist, looking at different places, looking on Zillow, considering your options, starting to look around. And maybe it was kind of just like you never were making like solid plans for it, but you always were just like looking. Now I feel like you guys are going to be about action, darling, and getting to that point. We have the Hermit energy here under your Magician, as well as your Knight of Pentacles energy here. You know, you guys are definitely going to be venturing on by yourself for a little bit, Aries, but I don't feel like this is something that you are quite necessarily thinking as a bad thing. I feel as if for you, Aries, you're at this point where it's just like you're kind of done with people right now. You want to do some more soul searching. You want to just ride this part of the journey solo for now, right? Under that Knight of Pentacles, you're really getting out of your comfort zone. And before you start opening up to new connections again and all of that, I feel as if you want to just do some soul seeking for a little bit. Some of you guys, you want to be single for a while. You want to see, figure out who Aries is as an identity without the friend group, without that family. Five of Swords energy under that Justice card and the Fool card coming in here. Because here's the thing, like for you guys, Aries, you guys unfortunately have just dealt with a long streak of bad luck when it comes to people. I feel as if some of you Aries, and I don't feel like this is something that's like, some of you Aries, like it's something that's recently that's happened with a friend group, but as well, like I feel like for some of you Aries, you like grew up in a family that was just crappy, if I can say, darling. Obviously, I can say it's my channel, honey. What are they gonna do, right? I feel like you kind of just have been in this pattern of dealing with people that have been crappy in your life. You grew up around crappy people. You just have always been around people that just have always taken you for granted, and that's been the theme for you. And I feel like it's just like you're fed up at this point in time. Back of the deck energy is the Ace of Pentacles coming in here. For you, Aries, which is absolutely fabulous. This is really confirming your path of where it is that you're going again, and just the abundance that you're going towards. So allow that Ace of Pentacles to be the sign that you are making the right choice for yourself. I do see for some of you guys, Aries, you might be stressed out about logistics right now in terms of your finances and what have you, but I feel like really that kind of is inevitable, right? When you go out of your comfort zone, you're going to have all these fears and anxieties of the unknown, but this is the right path for you, Aries. So don't allow the discomfort and the anxiety about the logistics on things to stop you from that transition, right? Put in that resume, right? Give your 2 weeks in. Go no contact with those people that have just always been toxic in your life, even if they're family, darling. Let them go, all right? To top off this energy here, darling, we have here the Six of Wands coming in here. Because this leads to success. This leads to victory. This is my favorite tarot card, Aries, outside of the major arcana, because this is the fame and fortune card, Aries. A lot of you guys, Aries, y'all have been in like a workplace in a 9-to-5 that really just was taking advantage of your talents, but never really gave you room for yourself to grow. Like, I feel like it was like this ceiling that everyone has just put on you that you never really got to feel fully comfortable in your power, Aries. And I feel like truly y'all breaking off, that's how you get a lot of abundance in your life and success in your life. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming in as well for you, darling Aries. Again, darling, like you're getting into a whole new home life. For many of you guys, you're coming into a lot more financial abundance here through disconnecting from your current situation. So even if you are having anxiety, Aries, over financial situations, if you were to quit this job, like I really see happiness for you here. And then you have the Empress card coming in here. Now this was inverted for you, Aries. But here's the thing. I feel like I kind of already touched in on this, is where it's just like, don't Aries, I feel like that's the biggest struggle for you guys, is where it's just like the initial part of leaving the comfort zone, the initial part of just putting in your 2 weeks or just disconnecting and making that move, Aries. Take that risk, darling. I know it's easier for me to just say it because I'm the one that's like just reading the cards, right? You're the one that has to live through this process, but take the risk, darling, right? You're not going to be able to you're in a place now where you're not able to grow more than where in like you're in your fish tank, right? You think about like a goldfish or like a turtle or I think it's like a tortoise where it's like they only grow to the size of their tank, and like you've outgrown your environment now, darling, and it's time for you to move on. Yes, it's going to be into scary new waters, but you're going to adjust, Aries. That's who you are. That's what you always have been known to do. You have the 11 in your numerology, the lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. So enough of the dreaming, darling. It's time for you to take action. You guys have been dreaming. You guys already know this ideal that you want in your life, Aries, and it's time for you to start making it happen into your reality. You've always been wishing for this, right? That's why you have the 11 as your numerology. You've been wishing for this for quite some time, Aries, and now is the time for you to really jump into this. Your stone for this week. Aries is Apache Tears, I believe it's called. I don't, girl, correct me if you want to in the comments below, but Apache Tears. Don't ask me what the stone metaphysical benefits are, darling, because I don't know all the stones by heart. I'm not like that, honey. I'm not that advanced yet. But anyways, that is a stone that if you want to work with this week, I feel like it would be really beneficial for you, Aries. But yeah, that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you, Aries. Let me know how this reading resonates, all right? Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe as well, darling. I do your reading every single week. If you want to book a private personal reading with me, SimplyVelca.com under next to my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all of that being SimplyVelca. Aries, be sure that you found the code word that popped up somewhere in this video, and I'll be hearing from you sometime in the near future. I love you so much, Aries. Bye.